Good evening, my friends. How are you doing tonight? Just a few more sleeps until Medal for Africa. Yeah, it's almost upon us, guys. 3rd of September. It's right around the corner. This is the final stretch, and I must say, here at headquarters, the excitement is growing, but also a little bit of the nerves. Here, it's been over 2 years since we've done this, but yeah, things are looking good. Things are looking actually fantastic on Cape Town and Joburg side. Because for those of you who haven't been following, we're doing the festival in both cities on the same date. So we've got 7 bands in Cape Town, 7 bands in Johannesburg. And we're hoping to actually do this as an annual fixture moving forward. So, yeah, join us. Join us in this celebration of um, local metal culture. Right, so tonight we're actually speaking with the last band of all of them. I've actually been doing this chat for, yeah, like 2 weeks already. And we've been to everybody so far except for the Fallen Prophets. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce my old friend Francois van der Merwe from, you guessed it, the Fallen Prophets. How's it going, my brother?
How's it? Good in you, bro? Good in you?
Yeah, no, happy.
Oh,
I'm
that's good. No,
I'm a happy
same,
man.
same. The time is near.
Yes. Yeah, and we've been waiting long enough here. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, it's actually pretty cool chatting with you now, who's coming to play at the show this weekend, because you were one of the bands who did our first online festival in the middle
Mm.
of lockdown. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we've walked a bit of a long path with the Fallen Prophets now.
Yeah, I think
So,
it's been since 2015 or something.
when the
Yeah,
first time you played on an M4A stage.
that's correct. Yeah.
So tell me, was that at the Klein Libertas Theatre still?
Yes, yes, that was at the Klein Libertas Theatre, and we opened the show
Amazing.
5 p.m. sharp, man. I,
Yeah,
I remember it like it was yesterday.
yeah, yeah,
I, w-
yeah, yeah.
I was still like 15 k's lighter, and then also young, young, young.
Yeah. But in those days, you guys would get on stage and you still had all the like blood drenched on you and stuff like that, yeah?
Yeah,
Allemaal kal boorlyf
yes,
and
yes,
baie
and the
bloed.
and the last year or so, I think we matured a little bit, and then also on top of that, it was quite a hassle. If you have white bedding, you can just throw it in the bin the next day because obviously, even how many showers you take, it just stains everything you
Yeah, yeah,
touch.
yeah.
So it started to become more of a hassle than anything else. So we were like, listen, I think we passed that
Yeah.
phase now, I would say,
There's
and
been enough blood,
yeah, there's
more
been
than enough
enough.
bloodshed.
Yeah, bloodshed and tears, man.
Yeah.
And
Now,
then and
sorry, no,
then we
carry on.
just now no no we just now those dudes that try to wear black. I mean, the we played a show with Volvadinia and I was wearing a Springbok jersey.
Ooh.
So we try and keep it light and
Yeah, yeah.
and
Not,
almost like comical.
yeah, not too serious.
Yes, yes, yes,
But
basically.
But that's actually quite a yeah, that's quite a about turn. Because I mean, I remember when I saw you guys way back in the day as a starting out band, you guys looked very serious.
Yeah, yeah. We were
Yeah,
obviously. I think when you come into the metal scene as a newbie band, and I mean that time there was a handful of bands. I
yeah,
mean, there were so many. I think you do need to. You, that time you did need to be a little bit serious if you're gonna jam with Suiderbees and
oh hell yeah,
Hildenstorm and those guys. So
yeah,
I mean, yeah, we did need to do it, and we Oaks from Malmesbury. We didn't know. We thought, okay, the more meaner you are, the more hardcore people are gonna find your shows and stuff.
yeah, yeah.
And we didn't know. We came into the scene as a band. We've never. I think before our first show, I've only been to one show, like one local show.
Oh wow, so you'd
Yeah.
only watched one show before you got on stage yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
that's
correct.
actually insane, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, not too bad from a small town here in the, what do you call it? It's not the Boerland. You're
and
on the other side of the
yeah,
mountain
yeah.
range.
It's the Boerland.
Oh,
That's
is it the
correct.
Boerland?
Yeah, it's the Boerland.
Amazing.
Farmlands.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think. Help me with my memory because I'm not very young anymore. So the memory starts to get not like it's not that I'm losing my memory. It's just it's so full of so many things that starts to become a blur. But I think the first time I watched you guys play, is it possible that that was at the Wacken Metal Battle in 2013,
It was 2014, and
2014?
that's correct. Yes, that is
Yo.
correct. That is correct. That was also at Klein Libertas, if I
Yeah,
remember correct.
it
Yes,
was. It
yes, it
was. Yeah,
was.
yeah.
Yeah. So we played two shows at Klein Libertas. That one, and then the Medal for Africa in 2015.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so basically, that Vulcan Metal Battle, I think, was our third or fourth show ever, which
Yo.
was amazing. We were like
Yeah,
so stoked.
yeah. Well, I remember I was actually the stage manager at that show, um,
Mm,
which was quite a cool position to be in, because of the nature of the event and the
mm,
like I would even go so far as to call it like the fast pace and the high stress of that event. Like I think for a lot of the bands playing, it was quite nerve wracking because you're on the clock and you're being like judged on like how you conduct yourselves and how quickly you get your stuff together.
yeah,
So
we
like I
didn't
mean,
even know that.
yeah, Yerks were just there to like make
We
your
were just
mark.
there. Yeah, we were just there to play a show.
Yeah. Well, I think it was a very good decision because it was probably playing that show which put you on the radar to get you the Medal for Africa show,
Yeah.
um, like the following year.
Mm.
So, well played.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. That's your guys' sort of like early days. Puts you in 2014. So what? It's been 8 years now. Hey,
Yeah, yeah. It's been 8 years.
8 years.
Let's say six because like we always minus COVID. Take it
Yeah,
out of the equation.
yeah. For all of us. But don't
Mm.
worry, we're gonna make up for those.
Yeah, we need to.
Yeah. So those 8 years, or let's call it those 6 years, those have been quite productive. I'm looking at your discography here, and you've got a bunch of EPs and albums. So like you have actually been very busy. You've got a lot to show for your time on the scene. Um,
Mm.
and that makes me wonder what if like where are you guys now, like in terms of that journey as not just a performing band but also as a recording band. What's happening?
Like to be honest with you, I enjoy writing music, and and so does the rest of the band. And I would say, like, due to the like some of the shows, it's like unpredictable. You don't know what you're gonna get ever.
Yeah,
I enjoy writing music and bringing out music
yeah,
a little bit more than actually jamming a show. I mean, I've never had to work. It's not like a job, you
yeah,
understand?
yeah, yeah,
For many bands, it's like a proper job. Take Valverdenia, for example, touring the US now. It's like their job.
mm,
So
mm.
they need to take that seriously. But for us, we recently finished recording our latest album. That's basically waiting to get
Yeah.
mixed and mastered by Mr. Heinrich Kolner.
Oh, lekker, working with him
Yeah,
again.
yeah, lives in Canada now.
Yeah. he's
So
he's he's in demand. Hey, a lot of bands want to work
yeah,
with him.
yeah, definitely. But we've already gone through a pre-production phase with him for the past year.
Yeah.
So we've I must just finish editing all the finals and send it off to him. So we are hopefully going to launch that album this year still
Oh, wow.
with
Okay.
with a music video, but we're not sure. But then we already started writing a new one again,
Oh,
and we
nice.
still we still thinking if we're gonna do a EP or either just do like a single and then an album again.
Yeah.
So we're in two minds. So we're busy. We're always busy. I mean, in 2020, so 2018 we went to Rockstad in Romania. You know what a experience that
Yeah, dude.
is. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's like
And
out of this world.
exactly. So we came back fueled, ready for anything. We like, listen, we need to bring out some new music. Then
Mm.
we wrote Relentless Killing in 2019 and recorded it. And I think February 2020, we brought it out.
Yeah, just in
COVID hit.
time for COVID to fuck everything up.
I know. Because we just finished playing the launch in Joburg. We did a launch
Yeah.
in Cape Town and in Joburg.
Yeah.
Came back, COVID. We're still sitting with so much stock of CDs
Mm.
and shirts and everything. So people buy, please.
Yeah.
And then when
Bring a few
COVID hit,
extra bucks to Metal for Africa, guys, this Saturday. We're gonna have a merch stall.
yeah, there's gonna be a lot.
Yeah.
And then in 2020 when COVID hit, myself and Pieter, this is before we got an extra member.
Uh,
We were like, listen, let's write a little lockdown EP. We had some ideas. We were like 3 tracks in already, and we were like, okay, let's complete it.
yeah.
And then at the end of 2020, we launched the latest release, No End in Sight. So we were quite chuffed. We were like, fuck, we released 2
Yeah.
albums.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think if we did another one song on No End in Sight, it would have been like an album. So we released half an album and a full album in
Yeah.
2020, which we were super chuffed about. We were like, wow, that was like pushing us to our limits with regards to our writing process and so on, which
Yeah.
was quite cool. I enjoyed every second of it. It was amazing.
Yeah. Well, I like the fact that you guys never stop. I mean, like the way you said now, all right, so you've got an album already kind of in the pipeline for release, but you've already started working on the next one.
Yeah,
This is amazing.
I don't know where it comes from, but I must tell you. So we recruited Daniel from Alvar
Yeah.
and all the 10 other bands.
Yeah.
Um,
Like Vian
and
Bester as
and
well, hey?
yes, yes, and he brought another part to the band, which is a different something that because our sound changed throughout the years. Obviously,
Yeah.
I think most bands experiment and then find their
Yeah, it's
feet.
natural.
And I mean, yeah, our earlier things you can hear, we weren't that. I would say we were still we weren't mature.
Mm.
Our music writing process and stuff wasn't that mature yet. It was more sit in a room, jam a riff. Hey, let's record a song.
Yeah.
Where now it's become a bit more of a process. And then he is like, even today he's saying something. I'm like, okay, can you just stop so that we can just
Yeah.
put all the puzzle pieces together and then
Yeah.
we continue. So yeah, it's quite fun working with him
Yeah.
and writing all of our tracks and
And
stuff
he's
like
quite a young guy, if I'm not mistaken, hey?
that. He is, yeah.
That's
He's quite a young guy, yeah.
all the energy of youth. I'm jealous.
Me too. I look at him and I'm like, to be young
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And you're not even all that old.
No, I'm not. I'm 30 now, but I'm
Yeah.
getting there. It's all downhill from here, they say.
Yeah. Well, I'm on the other side of 40 already, so you've
You wouldn't say.
you've still got a couple of good years on you.
You,
And
you wouldn't say, eh?
yeah, I've kept myself young with the heavy metal, but I think COVID and lockdown aged me like 10 years, just like that. I think it aged a lot
Yeah.
of people beyond their
It, definitely.
Yeah. yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, but because now tell me about this change in the band. I mean, you guys for years and years and years performed as a 4-piece. So, and I always thought that actually looked pretty cool on stage, like this configuration. You would have
Yeah.
both guitarists would have a mic stand in front of them, and you would be doing backing vocals to Pieter's growling. I think you bring the higher pitch
Yes,
stuff
yes.
there.
Yes.
But what happened that you guys became a 5-piece in the interim? Can you tell us a little bit about the like the thinking behind that and yeah, spill the beans.
Okay, so basically it was me. So I I would say I struggled with doing proper solos and lead guitars.
Uh,
I don't have a knack for it. I was always a rhythm guitarist. And then took on the lead and I practiced every day and I just as life happened I didn't get to practice anymore and so on.
Yeah.
And on top of that our tracks got a bit more technical and faster and Peter's vocal techniques he pushed to the limit
Yeah,
of what
yeah.
he possibly can with his vocals alone. So then we decided even on our No End in Sight album or EP you'll if you go look carefully and listen carefully, we've got people featuring on solos on
Yeah.
lead guitars. We've got Chris Anopoulos, we've got Ivan Mituk from Blood Red Throne.
Yeah,
We
yeah, yeah.
have Justin Hoskin. Shame the dude passed away the other day. Amazing guitarist.
Mm.
We have Ollie, and we have Mwazi from Japan. So it was like a global integration,
Yeah.
and the and it made the EP sound so much more, I would say, professional. And I
Yeah.
was like, Peter, listen to this. Listen to how the tracks sound with a proper solo, not
Yeah,
someone
yeah, yeah.
doodling, noodling.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, cool, let's give it a shot. Who are we gonna get? And we were like looking around, and it was actually almost Justin. And he said, unfortunately, he thought about it. He almost came to a few practices. I sent him some tabs and stuff, but then he studied music, so he
Mm.
said, "Look,
Yeah.
I'm a session musician and I study, and so I just won't have time to commit
Yeah.
to it." And
Yeah.
I was like, "Cool, respect that." And then we contact Daniel, and he was like, "Okay, cool, he's gonna try it out." I sent him the tabs. First band practice, the dude nailed it, and we were like, "Amazing,
Yeah.
welcome."
Yeah.
So now we've got a little bit more of a dynamic configuration where Peter can let everything out. And I don't know if you've seen. We've only done a few shows with him only doing vocals.
I
I
actually
don't know if
don't
you've
think I've
seen it.
seen that yet, so I'm really looking
Okay.
forward to Saturday.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool, dude. And he's actually quite a good front man. He surprised me 10,000
Yeah,
times,
yeah,
and he does a very good job for someone who's always had a guitar in hand
yeah,
and headbanged.
yeah.
That was his presence, but now he has to run around and rile the crowd up
Exactly.
and do frontman stuff. And now his vocal capacity also is on point. It's like his vocal is one of our metronomes on stage.
Oh, wow.
So his vocal lines and everything, we adapt to that because he can breathe properly.
Yeah,
He can do everything. It basically sounds what it does on the albums, and I'm pretty stoked about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible. Okay,
Mm.
yeah. Because I suppose a lot of us were like wondering, yeah, it's like, it's been such like a well-known configuration for like so long. Why now the change? But now the
Mm.
context that like you've just
Yeah.
described, like, yeah, it's actually given me like quite a desire to actually watch this now on Saturday. Like I can't
Well,
wait to
that's
see it.
amazing. A
Yeah.
lot of people might know it, but yeah, that was the whole reasoning behind it. It was basically my fault.
Got to
But
hold
I
someone
think
to account, eh?
yeah. But I think it was a very good move, and yeah, with the tracks, like we could also push the speed of the tracks down, and they're a lot more faster, a lot more intense. They're more like extreme death metal now than it was like the traditional,
Yeah.
almost old school modern infusion that it was
Yeah, yeah.
always.
Yeah.
But it's a bit more extreme now, which I personally love.
Yeah.
And
So you guys
do
are not getting soft as you progress.
no, we might do something soft and illegitimate at the show, but I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
everyone just have to check that for
Yeah, yeah.
themselves. It's going to be quite fun.
Oh, I look forward to it, man. But I suppose, yeah, like I've been chatting with a lot of bands over this 2 weeks of getting ready for the festival, and like trying to get a bit more in depth about the music they play, but because
Mm.
like a lot of people out there don't always know how much goes into it from our side in terms of actually choosing a lineup. Like who do we choose to be on the lineup? Why? And like why do we slot them where we slot them?
Mm.
And for us, it's always this vibe of, well, we're trying to create, we're trying to take 8 hours of a night out and kind of like give it a bit of an ebb and a flow, like a journey, not just a
Yeah.
all out, yeah, da, 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 like the whole way through. Um, and I think we've gotten like reasonably good at gauging that. But um, what I have found in the earlier years of doing Metal for Africa is that a lot of the bands we booked didn't have a lot of like dynamic range within their own sound. Um,
Mm.
Whereas nowadays, we're actually finding more and more bands are waking up to the fact that you don't want every song sounding the same. So
Exactly.
when you tell me now that you've got something else coming in there, it's like now I'm even more intrigued to what you guys said. So tell you what, let's not actually ask too many questions on that. Let's
Yeah, that's a surprise.
yeah,
That's a
yeah.
surprise.
Let's keep something like a ace up the sleeve, eh?
Yes, yes, yes.
Lekker,
But
man.
we
All right. So
but something we're doing that we playing some new tracks, and
yeah,
then also with regards to you, I just want to comment on what you said of musicians actually realizing that not or metal musicians everything doesn't have to go like
yeah.
this the whole time. So we're trying to incorporate that into our writing also, where there's
Uh-huh.
more atmospheric elements
Nice.
and a little bit more, I would say, time to breathe, not just
Okay.
for people that we're playing our music for, but for us as well. It's intense to
Yeah.
especially the drummer, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, if you have to blast at 260 bpm for 45 minutes long, yo, it must be exhausting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we've got mucho respect for our dude Dylan. He's
Yes. Yeah, he's a
yeah,
machine, hey?
he's a aster.
But speaking of breathing space for the performance that for the performers themselves, like I just have to name drop someone right now. You guys have obviously at some stage in your career seen Bleeding Spawn play live.
Mm. Yeah,
Yes.
it's. I mean,
Like,
they should play with oxygen tanks,
yeah,
dude, because
yeah,
there's like no time to breathe.
yeah. But like that in itself, look, it kind of goes against what I was just saying about finding that like
Mm.
dynamic range. But at the same
But it
time,
also works.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like in their case, that's the part which I find so entertaining and actually engaging to watch. Because like
Exactly.
you've got these guys on stage, and like I almost get the impression that it's kind of like it's like a contest of willpower to get through that song for each member. And like maybe each oak is watching who's gonna drop this ball. It's not gonna be me. And you see the oak's
Exactly.
faces like,
Cramping.
and I love it. And I love it. And they was also the guys who were the first like brutal band I saw bring out pool noodles to a
Dude,
concert.
I just wanted to say that, dude. We watched them at or I think it was the Vulcan Metal Battle Final,
Yeah,
the
up in Joburg.
2000 and yeah, yeah. Dude, they threw out that pool noodles. I almost peed myself with
Yeah,
laughter
yeah, yeah,
because it was the first time that I saw them that they did that.
yeah,
I saw
yeah,
them maybe like 3 times or so, but it was the first time I saw them do that, and
yeah.
I completely grabbed as many as I could and
And
just
you
went
went wild
all
in
on
the pit.
everyone.
Yeah.
I just enjoyed it, dude.
Yeah.
It was so lekker.
But that's the thing, like a lot of people see metal as like this very serious, very grim, and it is, it is all of that, but also with like a pinch of salt, you know.
Oh no, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, we just didn't name drop Bleeding Spawn, even though they're not playing at this festival, neither Cape Town nor Joburg. But yeah, they've long been on my radar. Like we have to get them someday.
Mm.
Maybe even Metal for Africa will have to supply the pool noodles. But yeah, speaking of Metal for Africa and Gears and all that stuff. So yeah, you guys mentioned that you've played a few. You've
Mm.
yeah, like you were one of the bands who actually opened one of the festivals back in the early days. So can you tell me a bit about from the point of view of inside the band when a Metal for Africa comes up? Is there anything that you guys feel that's different or special or like something that you would like to tell us about doing an M4A show, or to tell the people watching this why they should be excited about an M4A show?
Yeah, I would say it's diverse. Like diversity is number one, and that's why everyone will be there. So the majority of people that would go to local shows would go to a Metal for Africa because it's so diverse, and
Uh-huh.
that's what we just spoke about.
Yeah.
Because there's something for everyone there, and on top of that, it's somewhere I would bring my non-metal friends to,
Okay.
and we've done that before because they're like, okay, but why is everyone so nice? And we're like,
Yeah.
they're just
Yeah.
people, dude. They all like having fun, and they just love the music to be loud and fast and
Yeah.
whatnot. But for me, it's like a community coming together and just enjoying what the local scene, or let's say Cape Town, has to offer
Yeah,
on like a spiral, because it's never the same.
yeah.
It's always different. There's always something to look forward to. For example, I am looking so much forward to see Sunken State.
Ooh, yeah,
Yeah, and we toured to Joburg, or just did a show in Joburg, wasn't it? Tour. It was in this year somewhere, I think, beginning of the year. We played Sonage, where Metal for Africa Joburg is, and
yeah,
they played also there, and it was amazing. They are such a dope band, and
yeah.
I can't wait to just watch them. It's really an experience. I was just standing in awe, asking someone else to go get me booze,
So
and
let's just say at this moment for anyone watching, Sunken State are playing the Cape Town show this Saturday. So if you dropping in on this conversation and you're in Cape Town, um, Francois here is giving a strong endorsement that you must watch not only the Fallen Prophets, but Sunken State. And I think they're playing immediately after you at this concert. Is that
yeah,
right?
so
Y-
yeah, I
yeah,
think so. Yes.
yeah. You guys are on at 8 and they're on at 9.
Mm.
Okay. Anyway,
But what a
sorry, I
band, and
interrupted.
no, of course. Ons verstaan mekaar.
Yeah.
So the dudes are so nice, and yeah. So coming back to Metal for Africa, it's an amazing event, and yeah, we definitely always looked forward to the biannual. So
Yeah.
summer, winter. We, even if we didn't play, we would go there
Yeah.
to enjoy it with our metal familia and our friends, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely something to experience for those who have not been to one.
And I think it's also important what you said about it being a great event to bring your non-metal friends to,
Yeah.
because as a let's call it like as a introduction to the genre, or not necessarily to the genre, but to the community, to the scene.
Mm.
I think it is that opportunity where you are going to get the best of all the worlds, you,
Mm.
you know, because of how
Definitely.
diverse and so on. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool to hear that you recognize that as well, because we work hard at trying to trying to get that mix right.
Definitely. And I
Uh,
mean, I'm explaining my first experience at a Medal for Africa. I couldn't believe it. I was in awe. I was like, oh my word, they're selling shirts, and
yeah,
that's something that blew my mind. And all the stalls and the little passageway that you go through, it's almost like a little sanctuary that was created
yeah,
to make you feel like it's a mini festival that you're going in,
yeah.
and yeah, you guys do it proper,
Well,
and
the
we
good
always look
news
forward
is
to it.
we we're trying to replicate that same vibe, that same atmosphere now up in Gauteng.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
so yeah, you know, it's like, well, look, it's not our first time actually doing a Medal for Africa up there. The first time was actually in 2010,
Oh
long time
wow.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at that time, I just didn't have the resources to pursue it, to do it every year. But now with
mm,
old Nathan McClure
Na-
having relocated to Joburg, and he knows what our vision is. So yeah,
mm.
he's kind of leading the charge up there, but he's going to try and bring the same vibe, like the same magic that we have here,
I think
there.
I was, we, like I said, we were at that venue beginning of the year, and it definitely will be put, like, brought across very well.
Yeah,
I think it can definitely work at that venue. That venue actually more or less gives the same vibe as Tiki Dry. So
yeah.
it's quite cool. That venue will definitely um, make the brand shine as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we think it's pretty cool people there as well. Like, you know, that's always something that's quite a challenge when you're trying to do something a bit like, how do we say, almost like out of the box a bit.
Mm,
Like sometimes you have to confront managers or owners who don't quite see your vision the way you're portraying it, um, and because you're trying to break the template of like what's their normal trade or their normal business, they like can be quite like hesitant or like even outright resistant.
mm,
But we found that Sonage has been very, yeah, very open, very keen to 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 not only have Metal for Africa come there, but to hear what are we going to do that's actually going to make this thing different. So they've been very amped and very supportive. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
we're pretty keen on that. And
That's
luckily,
cool,
we
man.
have that same attitude from old Gerard at Tiki Dry. He's always been pretty like, yeah, he's one of those like can-do minded people, which is
Mm.
epic to work with.
Yeah, it is definitely.
Yeah, lekker, man. All right, well, Saturday is just around the corner. So yeah, I see we've done our 30 minutes chat. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to share a few words with whoever's watching about our sponsors. Um,
That's all
and
good.
then, yeah, I'll be seeing you on Saturday. Can't wait.
Yeah, super excited, man. Yep.
Awesome, dude. Thanks so much for your time tonight.
And thank you for you too, dude.
Always a pleasure.
Okay. Keep
Cheers,
well.
brother. Bye. All right, guys, that was Francois van der Merwe from the Fallen Prophets. Yeah, and as we mentioned, they're going to be playing at 8 o'clock on the Cape Town stage at Metal for Africa, which, by the way, we're actually going to be streaming. So if you happen to be like not in South Africa or a part of South Africa where you can't get to one of the shows, then yeah, just spend the night with us here on YouTube. It's going to be our first time doing it, so we're excited and nervous. But so far, with doing these live chats, we're feeling quite confident that we'll manage to pull this off for you. But on top of that, we actually just want to also thank our partners, our good friends at Paul Bosner Music. They've been supporting us all of the years since 2007, helping us out with Backline, that's Laney Amplification and Mapex Drums. And with our streaming endeavor, they're helping us out with some Roland gear to make this possible. And of course, this beautiful Rode mic that I use for these chats. So yeah, that's it, guys. Saturday is around the corner. Ticket sales are actually closing, or should I say online ticket sales are closing tomorrow night, as in Wednesday, the 31st of August. I believe Cape Town actually sold out of pre-sold tickets today, which I have to go and do that work now. But Joburg, there's still a couple left. But fear not, if you don't manage to get a pre-sold ticket, you can buy at the door at both venues. There's ample space. So cool. We will see you on Saturday. Cheers, my friends.